take off my jacket, and there's just like two blow-up dolls and a baby carriage in there, and he just doesn't say anything, and I was like, oh, look at that.
You guys keep looking at me. I specialize in bird law. I don't know the answer.
It looks like the biggest chess piece in the world.
Yeah, and it's just like, say when? I need that.
I truly hope your features come true.
Why do every time you say that, it sounds like ominous?
So this man was nice enough to send me the security footage, which we'll put up here.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Welcome back to the Picky Boys podcast.
Welcome. Oh, sheesh.
Tomorrow on our Patreon, patreon.com/pickyboys, we taught Martin how to drive, and the video's going up. We hit 200 patrons, and we made Martin go through the Picky Boys driving course.
There's 3 tiers on the Patreon. Any tier gets this video. Sign up with the $8 tiers where you get all the juice.
And also, during the video, we had custom Picky Boys license plates made. This is this fucking thing. I can't get it off.
All right, relax.
We had custom Picky Boys license plates made that we were had on my car for the entire video. And at the end of the month, we will be giving them away to a patron.
Boom.
You can't use them on your car.
Yeah.
You can just hang them on your wall. But it's like a set used prop.
Memento.
Put it on the wall. Yeah.
You put it on the wall.
Put it in your garage.
You know that we each kissed it.
Oh, God, but it was on your car.
Only the back was.
You too? Right. You too? All right.
All right, so this is a 3 times kissed Picky Boys license plate you can win just by being a patron of any tier at the end of this month.
I guess we might as well sign it, too.
Valued at $9,000,
Sign
actually.
the back.
Yeah, we'll sign the back.
All right.
Cool.
So if you want this, and then, join the Patreon.
And by the time this is uploaded, we should have at least a preview for tomorrow's Patreon video, so here it is. No, this camera.
I can see that.
Like, do you know what you would need to do to put the car in drive?
I mean, I put it on.
That's good.
That's good.
Where's the blindfold?
Where? Wait, there's a blindfold? We're moving.
We haven't moved yet.
Keep going to the
Also,
right.
now pump the gas as hard as you can.
Stop.
There's too many voices.
To straight away. Watch out for the family over there.
Beautiful family.
Family.
Oh, that family.
What? No.
Oh my God! Relax. Immediately.
There is a cop behind
Oh
us.
God! Where's the registration? Shit.
Oh,
dude.
fuck.
Okay, here we go.
Serious, dude? Right away?
Hold on.
We're in a parking lot. You'll be fine. This is
Oh
legal.
my God! You guys promised me nothing bad was gonna happen.
The registration. I can't. Where even is it? Where's?
Oh my God!
Wow.
Wow.
Look at that.
True.
He did great.
It's a good preview.
I know.
Hell yeah.
All right, now we're in.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. I'll tell you this much. If you want to kill yourself and your family, don't buy a Tesla.
Okay. That was off the rip.
Have you heard this story? Have you heard this story? Basically, a man in California, I think, tried to what is that famous movie stars that drove off the cliff?
Kate and
Bonnie and Clyde.
No,
that's not right. Kate,
two
Kate and
women.
John and Kate.
No.
Plus 8.
It's 2 women. Okay.
Wait, I actually
Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
What's the movie
basically,
called?
he tried to Thelma and Louise his entire family, his 2 kids and his wife, and drove off a 250-foot cliff. And the Tesla landed on its tires, and all of them survived. That's going to be an awkward Thanksgiving.
What does survive mean is the question I want to ask.
What does survive mean? And what is it like a very steep hill and they were tumbling down, or are they just from the top, 250 feet, bam?
Yeah, like an elevator. Also, because if the paramedics come down or they helicopter down and I'm in the car and they're like, "How you doing?" and the only thing I could do is, that's not surviving for me.
That's surviving.
That's not
That's
surviving.
Listen, if you fall from 250 feet in any vessel, that is surviving.
But that's my point. Did they tumble down a steep hill that's 250 feet?
I'm not exactly sure. The questions that come to my mind more of is that, like, first of all, how do they know it was intentional? And can he now try to explain it to his wife and kids? Like, it was just an accident. Or was he like, this is why I fucking hate you. Bah!
Yeah.
You're concerned about the legal liability here.
Yeah, I'm concerned
for
about
this
the
guy.
liability here. I mean, great ad for Tesla.
Oh, fantastic ad for Tesla.
That's a crazy. That is like, I was thinking about if we were like driving past this hill, all the time we're like, oh, if you fell off of this, would you survive? All of us would say no. And anybody who was like, yeah, you could survive this 250-foot drop would be ridiculed.
Imagine the next day the story comes out. Yeah, someone drove off here and
Or it's
survived.
like the Tesla commercial is that exact scenario, like talking with your boys. Like, do you think you survive all this clips? Like, in this Tesla, you can.
Yeah.
I think Elon's probably going to use this as an opportunity to like New Teslas now come with parachutes or something. The new one's supposed to already be
Yeah.
a boat, and now it's going to have a parachute.
I do know that Teslas like are borderline impossible to flip over because the battery's so heavy and is on the bottom that it can be T-boned where a normal car would go. It will just fucking.
It's like a weighted dice.
I can
Yeah.
I can flip it.
very bottom heavy.
I can flip it. Weighted dice. Can you roll a different number, or is it just a higher chance?
Yeah, I feel like you should occasionally be able to roll because you also have to throw them off your scent, right?
For sure.
Oh, I was like, scent. Like, what are we sniffing? The dice have a
No,
smell.
man, you need a. Okay, if I roll 7 20 times in a row, that looks crazy. But if I roll it 16 out of the 20, it's like
That's still too many.
kind of doable.
That's still too many.
Also,
The odds of that are psychotic.
that's true. Also, but with a loaded die, you
Happens.
have to have like some kind of like handwork too. You have to like be sneaky because if you're playing a game of dice, everyone uses the same dice. That's the whole point.
Right.
So you have to like replace it and take yours out and quickly replace
And
it.
put
A little
theirs
sleight
in.
of hand
Yeah,
action.
yeah.
Because or else they would just roll the same numbers as you.
True. But and then we're talking about craps. You keep rolling over and over until like you hit whatever number.
I feel like
So that could work.
craps is 2 dice. I feel like if you can just replace one
Craps
dice,
is 3, right? Oh no, craps
2.
is 2.
it is not 3.
I'm thinking about CeeLo.
Right. Let's talk about the thing everyone knows. Craps. I'm saying like if you could just replace.
Most people know CeeLo.
That's the game that you play in like a
Write in
high
the
school
comments.
bathroom, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I almost lost a lot of money in the high school bathroom at CeeLo.
I feel like a lot of people know CeeLo, but either way, craps is the one people know. But they know what it is, but no one knows how to play. Who knows how to play craps?
No one. I don't think the dealers know how to play craps.
It's
Either.
incredibly confusing.
They just like because on some numbers you win back like 7.2 times your bet. They're just tossing chips. I don't know.
You could. I don't know how to play it. I feel like you could definitely learn it in like 30 minutes. But who's got the time?
30 minutes is way too long for anything.
But I've always wanted to learn it because it looks like the most fun game. Like
Yeah.
so many people are around. They go, wow!
You all cheer together. And you're
Yeah.
like, fuck! Look at this guy with his roll.
Yeah, but not many times in a casino can one person truly ruin your run. In that one, you're riding high and then you're immediately a piece of shit.
And listen, I'm sure people will dispute this, but it is not that person's fault. You're literally rolling a die. Like you cannot get mad at somebody for rolling a die wrong. It's not their fault. It's the die's fault.
That's not how a gambler's mind works.
Also, that's not how it works.
Well,
you could
the
totally get
gambler's
mad.
mind
no,
is-
See, this is the gambler's mind.
No, you could get
No,
mad.
it is.
Gambler's mind is a sickness.
Yes.
It's a disease. You could get mad because there could be someone next to you going, he's going to roll a 7. Like, that's a bad person.
Did you know that 99.9% of gamblers quit right before they win huge? You
I've
guys know that?
I've heard that.
Any gamblers?
So if you're gambling and you're down, just put in more. You'll probably win because you're right there.
I know a drunk homeless man in Atlantic City once told me that. Well, he's there for a reason,
Right.
And he was giving some gamblers wisdom, and he said,
You want to take advice from the guy?
Oh,
The guy who lost
and
all his
and
money.
He said, in gambling, there's only winners and quitters.
Which one was he?
I don't know. I'm sure he'll try again.
I
And then,
honestly-
funny enough, I was watching a video with Steve Will Do It, and he said that exact same thing.
Steve will do it. We'll be homeless.
See, he'll do it. Met the same homeless guy.
Yeah,
same
yeah,
homeless
yeah.
guru.
He met the same homeless guru.
Danny's going to see him in like 10 years. He's
That's
gonna give him more
how
advice.
stock investing works, right? They're only winners and quitters.
The company could very much go under, and then it's all over.
That would make you a quitter.
That would make them quitters. They
That would
quit
make
on
them
me.
quitters,
They quit
yeah.
on me. Fucking Enron.
Speaking of the, I guess like the craps whole table gambling together. My friend, when we were in Atlantic City, he's a genius and knows how to play craps. I do not know how.
But the smartest people on earth know how to play craps.
He was running the table, and I guess first of all, he went on a hot streak. I guess you have to keep rolling until you roll a 7, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, or the point.
So the point. Okay, whatever. I don't know what that is.
Already
The point is,
It would need to be a 50-hour
let's
podcast.
Let's simplify. Let's simplify. You keep rolling till you get a 7.
You keep rolling until you lose.
and then every roll that's not the 7 makes you money, depending on where you put your chips. Now he had, I think, like it was either the longest or the second longest streak at that casino for craps ever.
Wow.
And so the guy next to him and like a bunch of other people at the table, right? They're all cheering, they're all having a great time because my friend just keeps going. And the guy next to him won like 120K because of his rolls. So the guy gave him like $1,000.
Wow, hell yeah.
1,000 is not enough to give.
Oh,
Well,
yes, it
relax.
is.
It's not
didn't
enough
give
to give that man.
anything.
He
It
didn't
is
need to
not
give him
enough to
anything.
give that man. It depends what their relationship was building in that moment. If he was like, yeah, keep going. Oh, I love you, and he kissed him a little.
Yeah,
It's like blow on it. If someone wins 100,000 after they blew on the dice, I'm rolling. I deserve half.
By the way, the statisticians say that a 7 is the most rolled number on 2 dice. I don't believe that. Have you ever played Catan? The robber doesn't come up nearly enough.
But it comes up more than any other number does.
It depends on the game. Sometimes I truly think like this is all bullshit.
Danny
Because-
looks at
no,
it.
it's not.
Because somehow a 5 is coming up every goddamn time.
Danny looks at the dice and goes, "You're bullshit."
You're right.
He just didn't want to argue the statistics of dice with
No,
Danny.
I mean I know I get how it works. There's all different kind of combinations that you can do. I understand.
It's funny because with dice, the 7's most common number, but in Catan or board games, completely different game. But in craps, 7 is the most common number. It's like whenever you don't need
Yeah,
it,
true.
it's the most
That's
because
true.
life works that way.
I'm just saying sometimes the things that are like correct on paper don't feel like they are.
Oh, we know you
life.
believe that 1,000%.
I mean, it happens,
True.
That's true random.
All right, JT.
You want to tell my story?
I want to hear it.
of what happened
wanna hear
yesterday.
the story.
They know sort of details. I haven't told them anything because I wanted to save it for this
Yeah,
podcast.
it's funny when JT comes in and he's this is what we do now. It's like if something funny or bad happens to us, it's like, oh no, I can't tell you yet, and then we all want to know.
Yeah.
To save it for you, actually.
True.
Yeah, so let me start from the top. Basically, I was streaming Dark Souls. Twitch.tv/PickyBoy streaming, by the way.
Yeah, JT.
I was streaming Dark Souls. I was having a grand old time eating a spicy cheese ball every time I died. It was horrible. It was painful, but honestly, it was very fun. Anyway, midstream, my PC just like shuts off. And all my lights are connected to my PC and everything, so the whole room just goes black. And I had no idea. I was like, what the fuck? And I tried to turn it on. I can't, whatever. So I cancel the stream. My PC is like bricked, and I go to the computer repair store the next day. First things first, I walk in, and the guy is actually someone I like was acquainted with in high school. Shout out Alex. And I was like, hey, Alex, right? We went to high school together, right? Which me knowing the cashier, or not the repair person, just makes it more awkward for what's about to happen next. Because, first of all, I place my computer down, I explain the situation, and he's like, all right, let's take a look. He opens it up. He takes off, the metal, takes off the glass panel. It's like I had like a glass window inside my PC. And first of all, at this point, I realized from carrying the PC into the store, I have like this black ash, like soot all over my hands. And then I see it's all over his hands.
Oh.
And then he looks at it and goes, I think this is from your power supply. He's like, oh my God, your power supply exploded.
Oh.
I was like, Jesus.
JT has a little bomb in his computer.
He turns away and starts going into his computer to type in some repairs and stuff I can do. And he hands me my PC back. So I take the glass panel and I put it back in, and then I go, that's upside down. And I pull it out, and I swear, I'll tell you what it felt like from my perspective. I am holding a piece of glass in my hand, and it explodes like it has gunpowder inside
God
it.
damn it.
It explodes all over the place. There's no way to describe how wholly unprepared I was for this situation. I just literally stare at my hands, bleeding, by the way.
Oh my God.
Blood dripping on the floor from the glass. I just stare at my hands for like a good 5 seconds, and I look up and go, I'm sorry. And he's just staring. He's staring at it too. He's staring like, did that thing just explode?
That's what JT goes, yes, it did. Yes, it did. It was not my fault.
So then from there, we still haven't figured out exactly what repairs I'm going to do. So we just keep talking for another 5 minutes. There's glass everywhere. It's on the desk. It's in my computer. It's on the desk. It's on the floor. And we were talking about what repairs I'm going to do. And like at some point, like 5 minutes, I'm like, is anyone going to clean this up? And
They hand you a broom.
I offered. I was like, hey, by the way, do you have a broom? I'll take care of this. He's like, no, we got someone coming. But by the time I left, still on the floors. I don't know what happened.
They just left it there.
When it's time to give me the PC back, now there is no side panel to fix. So I just am carrying an open PC, and I'm about to take it. He's like, hold on 1 second. He takes it, flips it over, dumps all the glass out, and gives it to me.
That's forward thinking.
Good customer service.
Yeah. That's
Great.
great.
Shout out Alex. Give him a raise.
So JT walked into this place got black soot all over this man's hands, and then broke glass in front
Broke
of
glass,
him,
exploded it everywhere.
and then walked out.
The next part is when I get home and I post about the PC, this and that. And he actually messages me because we follow each other. I think he follows the Picky Boys. And
What's up, Alex?
he asked me how it's going. Is it working? Yada, yada. Like, no, it exploded. And then he's like, do you want to see it? I'm like, what? He's like, the video. I was like, yeah. So this man was nice enough to send me the security footage, which we'll put up here, of the glass exploding in my hand. Danny, I'll show
wanna
you.
see it.
Okay, there's JT, beautiful man.
There he is.
Oh my God.
That's the realization moment.
Yeah, that's a lot of shock there. JT looking at his hands, like,
That's
what
what's-
have I done?
That's what it's called, right? Tempered glass that like shatters like that.
What's that? Well,
Yeah.
that thing won't be dodging any bullets.
But yeah, I went back today and all the blood was cleaned up and most of the glass. I did find a couple pieces, but
It's hard to clean up
hard to
glass.
clean glass.
It's hard to clean up
It's hard
glass.
to clean up blood too. It's a biohazard.
Danny
Tools.
knows this stuff.
Yeah, I do.
You could crash a beer bottle on the ground and find shards for a whole year.
I have always wanted to. I mean, I don't want this to happen, but in my mind, I've always wanted to get into a bar fight and be like, "Let's go!" Psh, and have a glass bottle ready to murder somebody.
yeah, if you do that, it's no longer a bar fight. This is like a fight to the death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now, if you did that, if I was fighting you and you did that, and now you have a knife, I'm like, oh, am I allowed to kill him?
Yeah.
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 You're dead. Look at that. What a dumb decision for you to break that bottle. Now you're dead.
Yeah,
How you getting
are
me?
allowed to kill me. I think.
He molded over.
Yeah, it's like,
but you know what? It's
Are
fair.
you allowed to kill me?
so now as soon as you break the bottle, everyone in that bar is allowed to kill
well,
you.
that's not how that works.
Everyone.
Why not? What if you
That's
just
not how it
start?
works.
You start like
Well, if you do that,
No
you
one
have
come
to,
near
You
me.
have to make a. You have to make
Emotion.
emotion towards somebody.
Yeah, like-
somebody from the end of the bar can't just be like, "I've been waiting for this." and I'll shoot you.
or it's like you accidentally like fumble and break it, and now you're just being mauled to death.
Yeah,
You didn't
I
even-
don't know.
There was no intent.
Can you believe that duels happened? There have been U.S. presidents who've been challenged to duels.
I'm 90% sure that in Texas you can still like duel someone to a fist fight
That's everywhere.
legally. No, but like legally.
If two people agree to fight, you can fight each other.
I don't think so.
What are you talking about?
If I agreed to fight JT and then I hit him really hard and then he sues me, I think he can. In Texas, you can't if he signed the document.
Well, anybody can sue anybody for anything. I don't think he'd win though. If you two agree to fight, you can fight, right?
Says who?
You guys keep looking at me. I specialize in bird law. I don't know the answers to your questions.
We were looking at JT
I
for
think
the
this
answer.
is the. I think this is the answer.
What?
I think that you can if two people agree to fight, you can fight each other.
Hey, me and you, parking lot, 3 p.m.
Yeah, sure. I
No,
don't know
Danny's
why it sounds
onto
like
something,
that.
but I don't know if it's every state.
Maybe not every state.
I think it's definitely
It's
Texas.
definitely not Texas. But the
Well,
point
no,
is,
no, it's definitely
no, it
Texas.
definitely is Texas. But I wouldn't be surprised if in some areas of Texas you could still legitimately duel with a gun.
Yeah, but
No.
no, it's not fair because you can't like have this pistol or something. You would need one of the old things still
Why?
because it's too accurate. It's unfair.
I mean, I guess so. Does dueling become less ethical because the guns are more accurate? I don't think that's how that works.
I think so.
No, I think actually, yeah, kind of. Because
think so.
I think I read somewhere like in the olden days when they were dueling, most duels didn't end in like even an injury or a death.
You're not
'Cause
supposed
they-
to shoot to kill.
Yeah, exactly. They would shoot like purposely like to the side of the person just to show I could have killed you and I didn't, bitch.
But if anything, the more accurate then would make it you shoot him in the legs.
That's true.
It's a good.
so.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
But
But
fucking isn't there a president, Andrew Jackson, right? He
Yeah.
was involved in like a bunch of duels and he
Yeah.
won them all.
Listen,
for him.
that would be crazy. If anybody, I don't give a shit if what would they call me a pussy if I didn't say yes.
no, but I think they're allowed to like bang your wife then and
Yeah, for sure.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
just do it. I'm not dueling.
Just go for it. I'm not dueling. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's like one-eyed and one-arm Willie duel Danny and just let him bang his wife instead.
I fully think that in some way we're gonna have like Coliseum fights eventually on reality TV.
I mean, got the UFC.
Yeah, UFC is.
UFC is as close
I'm,
we'll
I'm
get.
talking about to the death or like three people trying to fight a tiger or something. I'm talking about Coliseum death fights.
Once like VR gets really good, probably.
True.
Do you think they'll use real people?
No, I
that
think he's
actually
talking
die?
about real people.
I mean, it could come in. It could depending on how terrible the world becomes. It could come in a few different ways.
Well, 100%, 110%. As soon as like we have VR and technology that can create accurate simulations of everything, dude, I will watch the fuck out of like, oh yeah, these three guys Saturday night gonna take on a tiger in a real, completely real simulation.
What about virtual, like virtual like competitions like that, like almost like virtual sports, So it's like these are like each player has stats like real sports, and they also somehow have like variables, like only the computer knows which way they'll play, and so betting on them will be betting like real sports. I feel like that could be a big industry.
Imagine certain games are like,
But there's no like error, right?
No, but there could be like you could program error, right?
you could program randomness,
Yeah,
like
but
little chance.
But once you programming like, oh, that guy tripped on the basketball court, how do you not expect it to be rigged?
But that's already what they do. Because
But what about like I don't know, like virtual casinos and stuff, like slots, like how like people there.
he doesn't trust those.
Well, okay, but isn't there a way
No
isn't there a
trust
way
here.
that they prove that it's not rigged?
There are ways.
Yeah, there
to
are
do that.
ways.
But what I'm saying is that this is already the case with sports. When you have every statistician is like, okay, Steph Curry has a 90%, 90% like free throw percentage, and he has 50% from the 3-point line. Like everything's highly calculated anyway.
Yeah, but they don't like.
This is how they calculate odds.
I understand, but I understand that like sports analysis, like do the sports players, but a computer won't be able to judge like, oh, did his wife not cook the eggs right in the morning? Is his tummy a little?
Well, eventually we're saying-
his tummy is a little sick. Like you can't calculate that stuff.
Eventually they would be.
But can you not just like make like essentially a very, very advanced sim that goes through the life of a normal person, and maybe someone cuts him off on the way to the game, and then he throws he throws an interception?
Why? Just like
Why?
Why?
Because then we can open up the sports that would be considered unethical, like 3 men versus a tiger,
Which I wanna see.
or truly just like man on man to the death combat.
That would be insane.
Why don't we just do it for real?
They would have like kill moves, right? They'd have like finishing moves.
Oh, it'd be
like
fucking
Mortal
awesome.
Kombat.
That would
Like,
be cool.
After you choke the guy out, he does a backflip onto his head and
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
You guys scare me sometimes, just a little.
I'm just saying. I think it's time to kind of introduce some new stuff
I think it'd be
for
cooler.
the sake of humans, protecting humans. By the way,
it'd also be cool if they're like, yeah, for this
Relax.
for this simulation, we're turning gravity to 50%, and we're turning
shit.
we're turning strength up 200% on all players. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be crazy.
God, that's gonna be so amazing. I'm so excited for the future.
Me too.
I hope you see it. I truly hope your futures come true.
Why do every time you say that, it sounds like ominous? Like
why is he gonna
like
die?
You're saying like I hope you see it, as if you know something that I don't.
You don't know what I know.
Antonio has a death note.
Oh, also, did I tell you that? So tomorrow, the driving video with Martin comes out, as we said, on patreon.com/PickyBoys. And in the driving course, we have him evade a family. And the family is made up of blow-up dolls.
Right.
And so when we were recording the video, I had the blow-up dolls in my trunk of my car,
As
as you do, because you need to transport the props.
the blow up dolls.
And I went to get my yearly like registration renewed and a car inspection, and so I was gonna leave it at the what is it called, the mechanic shop, I guess.
Sure.
And the guy was like, "Do you have any personal items in there before we take it?" And I was like, "I left my jacket." Went to go get my jacket in the trunk. Didn't even see it. Opened the trunk. He's with me. Nobody sees anything. Then I take off my jacket, and there's just like two blow-up dolls and a baby carriage in there, and he just doesn't say anything. And I was like, "Oh, look at that! Oh, okay." I just shut it real quick, but that was very embarrassing. So thank you.
Do you think he's seen weirder?
Oh, for sure. He has.
Like
he has
what?
to have.
What's
I
weird?
don't know.
The only thing
the
weirder
only
could be a crime.
The only thing weirder is like a body.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which
yes-
are arguably less weird.
yes and no.
Well, I guess if there's
But if
like
there was just a bunch of fucking oranges with holes cut out in them,
Essentially the equivalent of a blow up doll.
yeah, it was just except fruit,
Yeah, but who wants?
and it would smell better.
Citrus.
Oh, for sure, citrusy.
But what if they were just like 10 of them in the seats?
What was? I don't even know who an
No,
orange
I
man
bet
is.
I bet there are people who hoard in their cars. You ever walk by a car and you're like, oh my god,
Right.
It's like shit to the windows.
Yeah, he probably saw garbage, but I don't think that's weirder.
He's probably
than
seen a lot of garbage, but
Or there was like
or dildos.
yeah, like a dildo salesman. There's just 1,000 dildos.
BDSM equipment. Not that anybody should be ashamed of any of these things, by the way, but I was.
Can we talk about?
Well, also it was weirder because these blow up dolls didn't have holes.
They were just blowing up dolls.
But first of all, who would ever need these? I guess we did. But
Us.
but like I thought the whole point of a blow up doll was to fuck it.
But can we go over
No,
that
you
real
could like
quick?
you could like hug it. You know, but you could hug the other one too.
But hugging it, it's like such a terrible material. It's like the material of like a water like a pool float. It's a terrible material to hug.
Pretty accurate.
If let's say it did have a hole in it, doesn't that seem way worse than like a hand, like your hand?
Well, the inside
Who would
doesn't.
ever-
The inside doesn't feel like the same
some-
material. The inside's like softer.
The inside would be a different material, I
You guys
believe.
know this.
Oh, because we.
Well, I just believe, and also, sometimes, sometimes with hand you can't. Maybe there's
Here we go.
a budding young man who wants to practice, actual sex motions rather than just jerking, And there's and you can try to fuck your hands, but you need something to, play with.
All right,
Yeah, JT. See that?
I'm just hypothetically saying.
take it from the expert. Fair enough.
True. That's why they sell for fleshlights.
Oh,
They
you're just
sell-
assuming this as well.
So an extension.
They sell. No, I had a friend that used them a lot. So these fleshlights, basically, they sell a shower holder. So you suction that to the shower, put the fleshlight inside, and you would say 2 minutes ago, you'd say, why don't they just use their hand and fucking use the fleshlight?
No, I could
But it's
totally.
because you want the motion.
And I could also totally
Practice
see a
motion.
fleshlight. I could totally see a fleshlight.
You told me that was to hold your beer.
Shower beers are great. Not better than shower oranges, but great nonetheless.
Shower beer's worse than shower orange.
Oh, without doubt. Are you one of the 10% of people who thinks that, what's it called? Cilantro tastes like soap?
No, I'm okay with cilantro.
Me too. I love cilantro. I think it gives a wonderful freshness
Why
to a
do
dish.
Why do people just have like? Why are there just things where if you're in this pool or a lottery, sucks for you? Like what a weird.
That's the human condition.
What a weird thing. Do you think like cilantro at some point was poisonous?
Well, maybe cilantro just wasn't in their area, wherever their ancestry's from. So like they just never developed a taste for it. Maybe.
Well, is it like from every race it's random, or is it one race, or is it like more likely?
That's an interesting. I don't
Throw
think
hands
that's
up for that
touching this
one?
one.
I don't
But
think-
that's what
Not
that would
touching
mean.
this one.
But that's
I
what that
don't-
would mean. Off
I
your
think
point.
it's just general from everybody. I don't know if
Well, explain that, Captain.
I don't know if it's, but I know that you know what I think is interesting? Asian flush.
Yeah,
Heard
Asian
of
glow.
Yeah.
It's like there's a I think it's like a biological condition that you have
Can't-
that makes you allergic. You can't process
process the alcohol.
like wheat based alcohol.
I feel like super, super, super Irish people get something like that too.
Or I think they're just super white and get red.
I think they're super white, and they also like. This is an Asian person after like one beer. These Irish people have had 20 already.
That's true. It's
That
like
day.
your body just can't do it anymore.
Yeah. If you give your body enough of anything, it's allergic. Okay. Like if you're having 20 beers.
JT's having first experience on that.
Yeah.
I was eating dinner yesterday and I was like, you know what I love? Like some like fresh cracked restaurant pepper. Like some fresh black pepper. I love black pepper.
Are you hungry?
I'm very hungry.
Because like there's a lot of food
but
today.
I love black pepper and like I don't know how to. I've gotten like the McCormick, tiny black
You feel
pepper
like it's not the
grinder.
same.
It is not the same. I need an Italian man to bring over what looks like the leg of a chair.
Yeah, yeah.
To just the leg of an old wooden chair.
Yeah, they do look
to
like
just
that.
to just like grind it on.
It looks like the biggest chess piece in the
yeah,
world.
and it's just like say when I need that because something about it makes it's such great fragrant black pepper. Or maybe they use different peppercorns.
I was gonna say, but maybe we should put a little pepper plant in our windowsill, and then boom, fresh pepper.
True. I was growing a flower. Did you see that?
I did not.
It's in our kitchen.
what kind of flower.
You could put up a whole house plant, like a whole big thing there. I would notice.
Half the kitchen can be gone if it's not the things that JT.
If it's not the air fryer or the fridge,
Yeah,
I won't notice.
He won't notice.
True.
It's like, there a draft in here? Oh, Danny must have put on the AC. There's just a hole.
The point is, if anybody knows where to buy chair leg pepper grinders, let me know.
I have it upstairs.
got a guy.
I have it upstairs.
Really?
I have the same thing, but it's smaller.
Do you have the right pepper?
Yeah.
No, you need one that's like
Peppercorn.
you need one that's literally like you're holding a giant bazooka, and
Yeah.
you're getting reps in by turning it.
It needs to
It's a
look like the
workout.
banister of a stair
Yeah.
case.
It has to be held by 2 people.
Yeah.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put in my lobster bisque. That's what I do it.
All right. Say when.
When? Let's. Yeah, we get out of here. Tell me
All
to find
right.
it.
So you can find me at Danny is watching on Instagram.
You can find me on Instagram at JTHold97 and streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/PickyBoysStreaming.
You can find me at Ant Prisco. Can't forget to follow.
The Picky Boys podcast. Like, share, subscribe, and go check out patreon.com/PickyBoys. That's going to make it hard for you. /PickyBoys if you would like to win this beautiful signed on-set license plate. I don't know how to say words anymore. Love ya.